Good day, everyone, and welcome to Home at the Hollow, and welcome to the 12 Days of Christmas. Today's cookie recipe is a pistachio thumbprint cookie. Not only is it tender and delicious, I have two variations of filling for you, so whichever one that you like, or maybe you want to do both, then I hope you join me for the recipe, or if you just want to come hang out for a while, welcome to Simply Homemade, Home at the Hollow. So we are getting started with our basic thumbprint dough. I have ahead of time very finely chopped 2 cups of pecans. I have 2 sticks of unsalted butter, very soft. I have 1 egg at room temperature, 1/3 of a cup of confectioner's sugar, and 2 cups of all-purpose flour. So I'm going to just go ahead and get started, if I can, working on this. I love making thumbprint cookies, and I will be making some more, of course, because these are kind of, specific to nuts, but I think that's one reason why I like thumbprint cookies so much, is because, of course, they're going to taste awesome, but you can kind of adjust fillings and different things, different aspects of it to your taste. And see, that didn't take any time. Once you're at room temperature, you are really good to go. And I am going to add my confectioner's sugar, just unceremoniously, just like that. And the confectioner's sugar in these particular cookies will give a nice chew to your dough. Get this going. I'm going to add my room temperature egg. And I'm probably going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. If you want to add a combination of vanilla and almond, that would be really good. If your family is a fan, or if your friends or whoever, you might want to add just a wee bit of mint. I'm not too keen on mint myself, but so I'm going to just stick with vanilla. And I think that there's probably going to be enough flavor in this with my vanilla and everything else that I won't need to add too much. What I'm going to do is, of course, I dropped something. Excuse me. I've got a 3.4 ounce of instant pistachio pudding mix, and I'm going to stir that in, just like that, along with my 2 cups of flour. Let's see if I can get this a good healthy start to this. I think today probably would be one of those days where my flour would go just absolutely everywhere. But you know what? It's all in fun, and it cleans up. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's not too bad. Not too bad. This certainly is. It looks crumbly, but it's going to work out really, really super well. I've never had a thumbprint that didn't. It just takes a little bit of love and patience, love and patience. So you want to combine this well, just like I'm doing, but you know, don't overmix it, because I'm not really sure if it would come out too tough, but and there you go. Let's see how this is going to work out. Yeah, see, this is going to shape up really, really well and be a very sturdy, hearty dough to work with. And so the next thing that you want to do is to get your small scooper and let's just do a few, and just to kind of give you guys the idea of how I make them, I just take and put them right in my very finely chopped pecans. Whoops. And give them a good roll here. And yes, I am going to refrigerate these while I make the filling. So, I mean, if you want to, that's great, but I'm gonna, it doesn't look much like a thumbprint cookie, but I have, now, if you know, actually really want to use your thumb, I mean, I guess that's up to you, or if your children want to, but I will lightly flour or grease, you know, a spoon, something to make an indentation. I did have, and I haven't been able to find it, I do have a thermometer, and the very end of it is absolutely perfect for this, but I'm going to just go like that, and there you go. And have another one here. And I'm going to just keep doing this until I am done. I'll check back in with you guys. But what you want to do, whoops, is to, once you have baked these and pull them out before they cool, take the same, whatever it is that you used, and just give it a light gentle nudge, because it will rise and it will come out of there. But that's what I do. But I'm going to carry on, and I will check back in a moment. So I have gotten the majority of them formed up, and you know, had I left it at this particular size on this particular scoop, I know you guys have seen this, I would come up with 24 cookies, 2 dozen cookies. I've got one now. I don't know about you guys, if you're going to, you know, if these are going to be for children or adults or whatever. These might be too big for a child. I know when my son was coming up, he wanted very small little bits of whatever it is that you're feeding him. You know, he would eat it, take a taste, tastes good, great, but he was ready to go on to the next taste. So I'm going to try and divide one of these up. Let's see. Let's see how that will look. That will make a very much smaller, as you can see, compared to the other ones, thumbprint cookie. So really, you know, it's kind of up to you how big or how small that you want to make them. I'm going to chill these. We're going to get started on a filling and bake these off, and I will be back shortly. So I have 2 tablespoons of butter softened in here in my bowl. I've been mixing it a little bit, And I have carefully, very carefully sifted 2 cups of confectioner's sugar. I'm going to just add this a wee bit at a time. Now this is just one variation of the filling. I'm going to give you 2 variations, and you use whichever one suits you. I'm going to add a teaspoon of my very best vanilla in here. I love making my own extracts, and I encourage you guys to do so too. It's just, you know, so easy and relatively economical compared to what you would buy already out. So that's coming together. I've got whole milk here. I'm gonna add just a wee bit at a time to get this to fill. This is not to drizzle. This is to fill your thumbprint cookies. We will be drizzling them, but this is for a filling, so I don't want it to get too thin. Starting to come together. Maybe just a very slight bit more. That looks just really so delicious, guys. Oh my goodness. Certainly if you don't have whole milk, whatever kind of milk you have, even if you have some evaporated milk that you've opened, haven't maybe used all of it, this would be a very, very good alternative to use something like this. And there you go. Oh my goodness, this looks just really rich, really decadent. Let me get a spoon and let's see. I mean, I know it's going to taste good, but I just want to see. I think you guys can see. It is, you know, just enough to set inside of a thumbprint cookie. Absolutely perfect. And this is my second version for my alternative filling. What I have here is 1 tablespoon salted, unsalted butter, it doesn't matter, and 2 ounces of softened cream cheese, both very, very soft. Let's see, very easy to mix up. We're just going to give these a little bit of a swirl, just to make sure we don't have anything that we wouldn't want. You know, a big lump of one thing or another. I'm going to add just a smidge of vanilla. So cream cheese and butter, how could you possibly go wrong? And I still have, let's see, I think you guys can see. Whoops. I have my sifter. To that, I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of confectioner's sugar and 1 tablespoon of cocoa. Light, I mean, not necessarily light, but regular cocoa, dark cocoa. What I had was dark, and that's what I'm using. And I'm going to just sift these together if I can. For me, it just makes such a huge difference to get all of these lumps and bumps out of your confectioner's sugar. How lovely is that? Oh my goodness. Get this slowly added. And I still have my milk from my other alternative. And if you need to add a little bit of milk to this to, you know, just to kind of make it more filling like, which I think I think I need to just a very smidge, not too much. And that's looking pretty darn dark. But sifting your confectioner sugar certainly makes such a huge difference here, guys. It's, you know, not only will avoid any unpleasantries, but it's also a lot quicker. Let's see. Let's scrape the sides and see what this is going to look like. This probably would be my first choice if I were to do a filling. But, you know, I think I'm going to do one of each. But I think you guys can see. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm going to do these side by side, and is that going to be a lot of fun? And we will get these cookies started. So I have preheated my oven to 350 degrees. I've got half a dozen of the regular size ones and the 2 smaller ones that I made. I've got those there as well. And I'm going to bake these at 350. The small ones I'm going to check at 8 minutes, and the larger ones I'm going to check at 10 minutes. So as you guys can hear, my timer has gone off. I'm still warming my glaze over here, and I'm going to pull these cookies. Everything has been in here 10 minutes. And we're going to just see. I hate to bake them too long. As you can see, I think you guys can see, they have puffed up a little bit. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to just give them a little tamp to take this back and to give our filling somewhere to go, somewhere to set. Even the little ones, I wasn't really quite sure if they were done enough, but there you go. And we're going to let these completely, totally cool off before we fill them. I wanted to show you guys really briefly. Of course, these are still pretty warm. I think they've been out of the oven maybe, gosh, 2 or 3 minutes. The smaller ones have done very, very well. They have not overbaked at 10 minutes. Everything went 10 minutes. You probably, if you want a crispier cookie, you probably could go for another 2 minutes. So I'm going to say 350 at 10 to 12 minutes for the larger cookies. But you can see that these have turned out really exceptionally well. And probably, if I were having a party or something like that, I probably would do the smaller size, because to me, this seems like, wow, a really big cookie to me. And I don't know, I think this is the smaller ones are gonna turn into just an incredible, cute little bite. I also wanted to share with you guys, and I've never had one of these. It's a warming center, and it's actually warming this very, very well. 2 teaspoons of any kind of shortening that you have to a half a cup of semi-sweet chocolate. So we are relatively cool here, and I have to tell you, when I opened the oven and brought these out, they smell just so crazy good. But anyway, first I'm going to get my glasses on. And let's see, this is my dark chocolate. I take just a bit off of here. And fill one of these. Fill another one. And of course, you guys remember my cream cheese. And this is just to simply fill. I think I cut that one too much, but that's okay. Yum. Set this aside. And I have my 2 teaspoons and half a cup of semi-sweet. And what I'm going to do is just give a very slight drizzle on here. And if you want to, you can take either whatever you have left of your finely chopped nuts and sprinkle on the dark one, if you like. Or if you have some pistachios, which I always do at the holidays, I'll set one right in here in our dark chocolate. That kind of is my nod to Canada. When I first moved to Canada, I've forgotten the brand of the peanut butter that it was, but every jar that you opened, there was one perfect peanut right in the top of the jar. So I'm going to continue to let these cool, and we are going to come back for a taste test. And so guys, I am back. Excuse my entrance here, but oh my goodness, these turned out delicious. I want to show you. Oh my gosh, they are so, I think you guys can see, they are so good. And I have already taken a taste. Yes, oh, delicious. I think my favorite would have to be the one with the cream cheese and just this very slight bit of chocolate on it. Although I typically don't like a very crisp cookie, these were more like sandy, so to speak. But let's see if I can get you in just a little bit closer. And it just breaks. And you can see what inside of it looks like. Guys, these are so good. Very good. You can definitely taste the vanilla coming through. I probably, if it were me, and I think an option would be to add some almond extract, I probably would not. I think it would make the cookie part of it just too strong, because it already has that pistachio happening in there. But if you want a really cute, great little cookie that's not too sweet, I guess depending. But now I did like the chocolate one as well. I mean, who am I to say which is okay and which isn't? But that's pretty yummy too. I still prefer the cream cheese. I think it adds a little bit of something to that pistachio flavor. I sincerely want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. Give this a try. This is so easy to do, and whichever way you prefer it, it is going to come out totally awesome. I hope you join me again here, right here, home at the Hollow. Bye, guys.